Welcome into CHGO Tavern Style, presented by Salerno's Pizza. Head over to the Grand Avenue location and call 312-666-3444 to make a reservation today. I'm Jay Zawaski with CHGO Blackhawks. He's Cody Delmendo with CHGO Cubs, and we are here today to talk about St. Patrick's Day.
And it is the best holiday if you live in Chicago, drinking holiday if you live in Chicago, in my opinion. And the reason being, is that there's something, it's almost like summer is almost here or spring is almost here. I guess it would be spring, and after we live this dark, always cold, the time, the clock being turned back and all this, it gets dark at 5 p.m. St. Patrick's Day is always like the reminder that, or the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, Sean, our producer. Great producer. The light at the end of the tunnel that warm weather is on the way, and we can all go outside and stop hibernating. And how we do to celebrate that is we drink green beer from 8 a.m. until we fall asleep.
Okay, so all your points are correct, except the social part of St. Patrick's Day, because it is a perpetual crap show every year. I'm a Southside guy. My family's from the Mount Greenwood area. I live in Homewood, grew up in Oak Lawn. So the Southside Irish Parade has been part of my life for a long time. Okay. And over the last 15, 20 years, you couldn't get me there with a paid salary. Honestly, It is chaos. It is people throwing up in backyards, peeing on fences, underage kids just annihilated out of their minds. It is complete amateur hour. So for me on St. Patrick's Day, I just sit at home and I just get the reports on Twitter of how things are going.
Do you yell at the clouds outside your window?
No, look, I fully acknowledge that part of this is me being an old man. I am second senior only to Grandpa Stuckey. So I acknowledge that. And there was a time when St. Patrick's Day was all the rage for me, but now it's a nightmare. My former boss lives like right there, like 114th and Western. He goes out of town for the weekend. Because it's just, it's nuts. It's crazy around the South Side. So I get what you're saying. So that's why, first of all, I'm going to say my favorite drinking holiday is Super Bowl Sunday.
It's not technically a holiday, but we all treat it as a holiday.
It should be a holiday.
We all should have the day off from work the next day.
Yes. What I like about that is you're either home or at a safe space with people you like. There's a ton of food. It's a long day of drinking, but it's not a whole day of drinking.
Sure.
So it's like 3 to 11 instead of 8 to midnight on St. Patrick's Day, right? So that's it. But I will say, like, for me, aside from that, like Memorial Day, I know what Memorial Day is to remember those who have given their lives to this country, and appropriately so. But the things you're talking about, like the signaling of summer, it's here. It's kind of the first big holiday before summer begins. So we're sort of on the same wavelength there in terms of why we appreciate those days. But yeah, for me, I think I'm just too old for St. Patrick's Day. I'm too old.
I will say that, and I say this as someone who is getting older. I'm 32. When I was in my mid 20s, of course, to be honest, the whole start drinking at 8 a.m. thing, I did that one time. Okay, and I can't do it again. You can't ask me. You can't pay me to do it. So I will say, as I've gotten older, a lot of my friends have started to have like things at their apartment. Yeah. And then maybe we go out later that day, and we also start a lot later too. So I hear you. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just, I just love the green. I don't know. The Green River, the Chicago River.
It is very cool. Yeah.
And just good to see people outside. So at least we can agree on that. Just like the signaling of warm weather, the cold going away. And it gets me excited about what's to come, like baseball season and stuff like that.
In fairness, I might just have PTSD from the Southside Irish Parade. Hey, stop by Salerno's on tap at 1201 West Grand in Chicago and enjoy their tavern-style pizza and ice-cold beers before heading to a Hawks and Bulls game. Not going to the game? Dine in and watch the games live on their big screen TVs or call them for carry-out and delivery. Head to salernospizza.com or call 312-666-3444. Other honorable mentions we said Super Bowl, Memorial Day, 4th of July has got to be up there.
And this is more like a young version of me. Halloween, you get dressed up. Yeah. Like, it was a big college holiday for me, for sure. Blackout Wednesday is kind of like Super Bowl Wednesday or Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
The day before, was it Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
There's nothing like showing up to your family hungover the next, like on Thanksgiving. I mean, I'm just saying, like it is something that I have continued as I've gotten older to celebrate.
I always loved. We started a family football game on Thanksgiving morning. Probably, I think 15 years ago, and to see my cousins in their 20s rolling in at 8:30 a.m. after, why are you still in like a dress shirt and slacks? Like, yeah, I don't think I came home. I never came home. So let's play this football game here in this formal wear. Those days were always fun. But yeah, it's more about I like what you're saying though about St. Patrick's Day. It's what's coming. It is that light at the end of the tunnel, and all the stuff that is done in Chicago to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, from the Green River to the various parades around the city. Like I know Tinley Park just had their parade like 2 weeks ago. It's a thing that kind of connects all of us, and we need more of that stuff these days.
Absolutely. I don't live on the South Side, so I've actually never experienced this parade that you're talking about. Doesn't sound like something I should go experience now, but listen, I think the things I've experienced on the North Side, not just like certain neighborhoods with a strip of bars or anything like that, but you could just see the people outside and they're just excited to be outside. And that's something you don't see in the city for 4 months, 5 months even sometimes. So yeah.
You should do it. The Southside Parade is an experience. You're still young enough to do it.
Okay.
And it is a stretch of kind of neighborhood bars. There's a Sean's Rhino bar is there, and Dingers, and there's all sorts of stuff up and down Western to visit. So it's a good thing to do, but just I would say if you've never been, the west side of the street is the party side, the east side of the street is the family side. So just know that.
I'll stay
just
on
know that going to the south
I won't
side
go to the
parade.
family side then. Okay.
Exactly.
We all silly like the mayor.